Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're talking about Thor: The Dark World. Let's get into this. It's not good. It's not good. This movie was a snooze fest. It was so boring. It probably has the most superficial villain of the MCU. If we're being honest, he barely gets any screen time. We don't know who he really is. I mean, we know where he comes from, but we don't know who he is. I mean, we're in the final fight, and I still don't fucking know who this guy really is. He's just a bad guy. At the end of the day, that's what he is in this movie. He's just a bad guy. There's nothing special about him. He's so superficial. There's no depth to the character. Let's talk about Thor. I mean, he's not bad. He's just boring in this movie. That's pretty much it. I don't have much to say about it. He's just boring. Let's talk about Loki now. He was so fucking annoying in this movie. He wouldn't stop bitching and bitching and bitching. And it wasn't like in the first Thor where he kind of has like reasoning and you kind of see it, even though it's bitching. It's not exactly justified, but you get what I'm trying to say. And here, straight up just bitching. And Jane Foster and her friends, they were boring as well. And then her friend, her lady friend, I'm sorry, I don't remember her name. Her jokes were not it. They were not landing. They were not funny. I know it's trying to be like comedic relief, but it's got to be funny to be comedic relief, right? I mean, I'm trying to think of things that I like here, but it's kind of hard. It's either it's bad or it's just whatever's. It's middle of the road. I mean, I'll show you one thing that I did like though.
So much. Oh, this is much better. Whoa. Costume's a bit much.
Other than that, I'm kind of struggling to think of memorable or enjoyable things I found in this film. There's not a lot of things I found bad either though. On the other hand, there is things like the villain, bad. The final fight was bad. The whole teleporting thing was kind of giving me a headache. It was hard to track. If they did it without the teleporter, I think the final fight would have been really cool because we saw Thor channeling into his thunder more, and that was an interesting aspect. I mean, we see him use thunder before, but he was using it on a whole different level in this one. But the whole teleporting thing was just throwing me off. Okay, now that I'm thinking about it, there was a lot of things that had to go into this movie happening, and by that I mean storyline wise. There was a lot of coincidences that happened to make this film a thing. Let me go over them real quick. Every 5,000 years, the 9 realms align. Okay, cool. It just so happens to happen that it goes down when Jane Foster is alive. Okay, sure. And she just so happens to stumble across this ancient power. Okay, sure. But then you really stop to think about it. She just so happened to walk through the one place that takes her there. She's the only one, even though there's multiple people there that can easily stumble across it too. She just so happens to be at that one spot where it happens. And it's also when Thor shows up. There was also other little things that stack up against this, but I just can't remember them off the top of my head. But it's things like this that stack up, and it's just, it becomes a plot hole at some point where so many coincidences happen and there's no real answer to them. Let's talk about something else. Loki died for the second time in this movie. It can't possibly happen again, right? They can't fake his death again. But what is the answer to that as well, right? He's kind of just impersonates Odin, and we're supposed to take it at face value. I mean, I kind of want to know what happened. He's kind of just back, right? We saw him die. Unless it was another illusion. I don't know. I think I went over the main points I wanted to go over. So I'm ready to give this thing a score. I'm going to have to give Thor: The Dark World a score of 3 out of 10. I mean, there's just nothing special about it. There's nothing necessarily good about it. Not everything is bad, but there's way more bad than there is good. And most stuff is just middle of the road. Tell me what you thought about this movie. Let me know down below. I know a lot of people actually don't like this one. Do you like it? Let me know. I'll see you on the next one. Late.